Thank you. We've observed that the more compromised our health is, the more at risk we seem to be generally with chemtrails. I see some people nodding their heads. So if our health is compromised, if we're not exercising enough, if we're not eating healthy fruits, organic vegetables, and fasting and doing colonics and cleaning out our inside, then when the chemtrails hit, we are going to be the first to get allergies and have other related challenges. So it's an opportunity, as John had said earlier, to clean up our internal system so that we're not as negatively influenced. We'd like to go back, unless there's another question or comment from the audience. Oh, lots. Okay.
Take them all.
We'll take them all. Okay, let's see. Let's go back this way.
Hi. One of my questions is, how far up into the sky do we own? I mean, we're seeing particulates on the ground, and what is the altitude that we actually own legally?
I went to the mayor, Mr. Adam, and Mayor Adam about a month ago, and I told him, because I was concerned with what happened to my wife, and maybe there's a correlation. I said, you know what's going on up there? I said, 2 months ago, he said, we had our own city council meeting, and a lot of people were there. But he said the bottom line is that contrails, chemtrails, we heard things on all sides. But he said, we've come to the conclusion that we don't, only the government has jurisdiction over that area, so what can we do? That's what he said. But the people can do a lot. The people can do a lot. So, 1 minute? You want to take another question?
But further on that point, essentially under the ideals of our entitlements that we have given the government through the Constitution, they don't have the right to impose any law over our state that we don't want. It's the 10th Amendment. The state has the right to design its own laws. You saw the film where I had some quotes by founding fathers, even John Adams, the guy, Republicans hail as, the founder of the Republican, mindset. He says, when we have new problems and society grows, we should think about how we can play a greater role in our government, and we absolutely have the right to alter it. That was the intention of the founding fathers' principles of creating the Constitution. It was the first chance when, people really stood up and created their own rights that they knew they couldn't let the government violate. And so I would like to argue that we actually do have jurisdiction over the entire space, on our boundaries. So the state jurisdiction is, the ultimate jurisdiction we have in the state, and then there's county and citywide. And so I think that a strong enough case could be brought up that we could absolutely say, yes, we have the right to have clean skies, and it's been, there's a lot of case law to prove that is the case.
We have another question.
Oh, okay. Does Northern Arizona, the person with the Northern Arizona Skywatch, is there a regular meeting with that group? Because Sedona Skywatch has been meeting every other week at Church of the Red Rocks for a very long time, and we're very small. Church of the Red Rocks, if you go onto SedonaSkywatch.com, but we're very small, and I've been trying to get people to come, and basically I feel like giving up because I didn't know there were this many people that were interested and excited, because when I talk to people about it, they get all upset and then they don't do anything about it, and it's very discouraging. But so I was wondering if there are people into meeting regularly to dissect these issues, to talk about them, and to give support to people who are really concerned, just so that we all have people to talk to about it.
When exactly did you meet?
You know what, I've been a little bit out of it for the last couple of months, so it's once every 2 weeks at the Church of the Red Rocks, and it's on, if you look up SedonaSkywatch.com, on Tuesdays at 7 o'clock. Tuesdays at 7 o'clock, but Sedona Skywatch has that, and Sedona Skywatch has other information about that. But I was wondering, does the Northern Arizona group meet?
No, we're mostly a research organization, and we used to be the research arm of Sedona Skywatch.
Okay, so is there a way to be part of you?
Well, we have a Facebook presence so that we can coordinate for events and things like we publicize things like this. If there's meetings going on, events, we'll put out the word, and then we coordinate with other organizations globally and nationally.
Okay, so do you coordinate with California Skywatch?
Yes, and Arizona Skywatch out of Phoenix.
Oh, okay. Great. And I just wanted to say that one of the common threads with all the issues, vaccines, Agenda 21, chemtrails,